Hello everyone, this is Rajshekhar Bhagavatla from Marvel Chess Academy. We are going to start a new series on Italian game. So this will be the first part of the series. So let's look at it. The Italian game starts with e4, e5, knight f3. White develops his knight attacking the e5 pawn. So here, if black plays f6, it is usually considered to be a big mistake, because after knight takes e5, if black plays pawn takes e5, then the queen h5 check. So it's usually recommended not to open the f pawn in the opening of the game. So here you can see white is giving a check. Let's say black tries to block the check with g6, then queen takes e5 check. Let's say black tries to defend, and then black loses a rook. So white has won 7 points while black has won only 3. Okay, let's say what happens after knight takes e5, pawn takes e5, queen h5 check. If black tries something like king e7, then queen takes e5 check, king f7 only move, bishop c4 check. If black tries to block the check with d5, bishop takes d5 check. Bishop d6 won't help because it's mate in 1, queen into e6 checkmate. So let's say he tries to run away. Instead of d5, maybe he tries to run away with king g6, queen f5 check. If king goes to h6, d4 check. If pawn g5, h4, bringing the rook into the game, and then it's almost over. For example, if knight c6 or something, then pawn takes, double check with rook and a pawn. If king g7, and then queen f7 checkmate. So as you can see, f6 pawn leads to disaster for black. Let's say if black tries to play best defense. Instead of f takes e5, let's say he tries queen e7, which is the best try. If white tries to continue with the same idea with queen h5 check, it's a big mistake now, because after g6 both his knight and bishop are under attack, knight and queen under attack. Let's say if knight takes g6, pawn takes g6 is a mistake because of queen takes rook. So after knight takes g6, black simply has this in between move, which is queen takes e4 check. And if you try to block the check with bishop, then white loses a piece. That's why queen h5 is not a good move. It's a big mistake. So you just have to play knight f3, knight back to f3. Let's say queen takes pawn check, then bishop e2, and then white can simply develop his knight, gaining a tempo on the queen. So white is clearly better here. So that's why it's not recommended to play f6, the idea of f6, okay, to defend the pawn. Obviously the bishop d6 is not a good move. It blocks the d pawn. d6 is not also a very active move. It blocks the bishop on f8 from coming. So d6 is not recommended because it blocks. So knight c6, that's our main topic of discussion today, knight c6. Bishop c4, this is called the Italian game. Here black has two responses, one is knight f6 and then bishop c5. Let's see what happens today with bishop c5. With bishop c5, black is trying to gain control of the dark square, the d4 square, and while white is fighting for the d5 square and also attacking on the f7 point. So white tries to gain control and defend the d4 square with c6, c3, knight f6. Also possible sometimes that black can play here queen e7, but knight f6, d4, double attack on bishop and pawn You can't play bishop back because pawn takes pawn, you may lose a pawn, or knight takes pawn. Okay, you may lose a pawn. You can't go bishop to d6 trying to defend this, because after pawn takes pawn, knight takes pawn, knight takes knight, bishop takes, something like this, then you are in big trouble after f4 here and then e5. It's a double attack. So it's always recommended whenever your piece is in threat, it's better to look at first captures, check and capture. So here e takes d4, trying to exchange pawns. That's the best move for black. C takes d4, again attacking the bishop. Here again bishop b6 doesn't lead much, because I can play here d5 or e5. Okay, so again gaining control and more space. So here it's not a good idea to keep moving pieces. Let's say, for example, if knight e5, white can simply start pushing pieces. For example, white can try here maybe bishop d5 or queen e2, something like that, something like queen e2. Okay, so this is not a good idea, because d5, then there is n person. Again the knight seems to hang. So let's go back. So white can also play here d5, that is also possible, trying to gain a little bit of space. Maybe knight goes back and then try to gain a little more space here, and then the knight goes somewhere like this, and it's not a favorable position for black. So the best move for black after c takes d4 is bishop b4 check. If bishop b4 check, white has three responses. One is bishop d2, blocking the check with bishop d2, or knight d2, or knight c3. Knight c3 leads to a very sharp continuation, which is after knight c3, the knight is obviously in pin. So white is offering a pawn on e4 to gain some tempo. So black can win the material here by playing knight into e4. So obviously white can't take because the knight is in pin. So black is one pawn up, but in return for the material, black is conceding time to white. So white will be a little ahead in time. So for example, a white plays here short castle, attacking the knight. So white has to play for an attack, not worrying about the loss of material, and black has to worry now that white is about to capture the knight. So black has to do something about it. So let's say if knight takes c3, if black tries knight takes c3, then pawn takes c3. Let's say black tries to become a little greedy and tries to take bishop takes pawn, queen b3, attacking the bishop. And the final mistake that black can do here is to grab the rook on a1, and after this the game is pretty much over. White is completely winning. Here white can simply play bishop into f7 check. If king e7, bishop g5 check. If king d6, queen d5. This is a checkmate. No need to kill the queen because you can do a checkmate in one. So instead of king e7, let's say black tries king f8, trying to go to the king side. Bishop g5, attacking the queen. Attacking the queen. If black tries something like knight takes d4, here white can win the game by playing queen a3 check. Okay, why queen b4 is not good? Because after queen b4, black can defend with c5 check. If let's say white tries to take the c5 pawn, then he can defend his queen by playing d6, and suddenly his queen is under attack. And when you defend your queen something like this, and he can simply escape with the queen. Okay, he can escape the queen, can save the queen. So here the best way to play instead of queen b4 is just queen a3 check. Once you defend the check, and then you can simply take off the queen. So knight into d4 doesn't work. Let's say knight e7, rook e1, attacking the knight. If pawn d6, bishop takes e7 check, queen takes e7, rook takes e7, king takes e7. So if we pause for a minute and assess the position, you will see that black is still material up. He has two rooks for a queen and two bishops versus bishop and a knight, and he is having one pawn up. Okay, so the winning move for white here seems to be bishop g8, threatening to play queen f7 check. For example, if bishop d7, queen f7 check, king d8, and queen takes g7, and white gains his material back, and this is totally lost for black. So white is completely winning. So this is the idea of the Italian game after what happens after knight into c3. Okay, let's go back a little. So here, if what happens if black tries, instead of knight into c3, what happens if black tries bishop into c3, which is the main move, bishop into c3. If white tries here pawn into c3 and black tries knight into c3, it's a mistake, because white can simply win with a double attack with his queen e1 check and attack the knight. Black loses the piece. So here black can simply play d5 and he gets a good position. Black is better here because white has no decent compensation. Black is ready to castle shot, and once black castle shot, the white's attack is diminished. There is no more attack. So here this is not a good idea. The correct way to play this position is to play pawn to d5. This was first analyzed by Greco in the 15th century, and later it was revised in 20th century, I think by 19th century by Moeller, a Danish grandmaster. So d5 creates a double attack on knight and bishop. Knight and bishop. Let's say white is threatening to win back his material, and let's say black tries to somehow retain his material by playing knight e5. White takes pawn into c3, knight into c4, queen d4, creating a triple attack on knight and the g7 pawn. Okay, if black tries to defend the knight by playing the e knight, knight to d6, defending the c4 pawn, then queen into g7 is really devastating, and white is completely winning because white loses the rook. So if rook here to f8, then rook e1 wins. Rook e1 wins the queen at least. So knight d6 is not the best, knight e d6 is not the best. So black tries knight c d6, knight c d6, queen into g7, attacking the rook, queen f6, knight defends the queen and queen defends the rook. So here white is forced to exchange the queens. Queen takes queen, knight takes queen, and still black is one piece up and one pawn up. I think one piece up, not pawn up. So one piece up. So here white can win the game by playing rook e1 check. Okay, if black tries king d8, then bishop g5, bishop to g5, pinning the knight. If knight e8, here comes a sacrifice, rook takes e8 check. If rook takes e8, bishop takes f6 check. If rook e7, rook e1, winning a piece. After d6, rook takes e7, and there is a threat of the rook, trying to play windmill kind of a technique and then winning a lot of material. Let's go back. What happens if black tries something like king f8? If black tries king f8, bishop h6 check. If king g8, rook e5, threatening mate in what? Okay. If black tries to defend with knight d to e4, then white plays knight d2. If knight takes knight, then there is checkmate in 1. He can't take. Let's say they attack the rook with d6. Then knight takes e4, pawn takes rook, and knight takes f6. This is a checkmate. So white wins the game. So here if black tries, instead of knight d e4, knight f e4, then rook a e1, threatening to play rook into knight. If knight into knight, then rook e8 checkmate. So f5, trying to defend the knight. Rook e7, threatening to play rook g7 check. Trying to play rook e7 check. Let's say black tries something like b6, trying to develop his bishop. Then knight h4, bishop e7, rook check. You will see the idea of why knight to h4 first, because after king f8, rook takes h7 check, attacking the rook and attacking the king. King g8, trying to defend the rook. Again rook check. Now the bishop is hanging. King f8, and now you see the knight is well placed on h4 to give a check on g6. Knight to g6 check. The king has to go to e8, that's the only move, and then knight takes rook. Now the knight on e4 is pinned, rook g8 is a threat, trying to exchange pieces. White is totally winning. So this is an Italian game. What happens after knight e5 if black tries to retain the piece? Let's go back a little. So this was the position where black tried to play knight e5 and then tried to maintain a piece. So the best move for black here is to play bishop to f6, trying to retreat with his bishop. Again, there is no rush to kill the knight on c6. White can play rook e1, attacking the knight. It's again a double attack. You can't move the knight on e4, so black tries to block the pin with knight e7, and finally white takes rook takes e4, winning back his piece. Still a pawn down. Let's say black tries to come out of this pin by doing short castle, which is not a good move. Here, because after short castle, black moves his pawn to 6th rank and creates a pawn wedge. If pawn takes pawn, queen takes pawn, black has a problem developing his c8 bishop, and if he tries to resolve that problem by playing b6, if he tries to play b6, then bishop g5. Okay, if bishop b7, trying to attack the rook, then rook takes e7, bishop takes e7, or queen takes e7, then queen takes e7, bishop takes e7, and then bishop takes e7. White has 4 pieces, an exchange up versus 3 pieces. So this is clearly better for white. And what happens if after b6, bishop g5, if bishop takes g5, knight takes g5, threatening to kill the knight, and if something like rook e8, then bishop takes f7 check and white wins. A difficult position. Let's say they try to play something like knight f5, then you always have this queen to d5 attacking the rook. There's a lot of pressure on the f7 pawn. So this is totally winning for white. So short castle is not possible. Short castle is not possible. So black plays here d6, trying to stop white from playing d6. White plays bishop g5. Idea is if black does short castle, simply bishop takes bishop, and pawn takes, and black king is a little exposed. So again we have to wait before we do short castle. So bishop takes bishop, knight takes bishop, and again if black tries to do short castle, white plays knight takes h7. If king takes h7, something like queen h5 check. If king g8, then rook h4, threatening to do checkmating either on h7 or h6. So you can't defend it with knight g6 because simply it is queen h7 checkmate. Okay. So here f5, trying to give an escape square for the king. Queen h7 check. If king f7, then rook a e1 or rook h6 first, stopping knight from coming to g6. Okay, rook g8, trying to defend the g7 pawn. You can't play rook h8 because simply queen will take. If queen takes, then rook takes. Rook e1 now. If bishop d7, rook e6. The idea is if any other move you play, something like this, then rook f6 check, king here, king e8, and then checkmate. Checkmate. That's the idea of rook e6, trying to do a mate. So here if bishop takes e6, pawn takes e6 check, again king e8, king e8 forced, and then comes rook g6. Idea, if knight takes, then queen takes check, king e7, and then queen f7 checkmate. As you can see, short castle is creating a lot of problems for black. So black still has to wait a little bit before castling. So black plays here h6. White offers the knight and plays queen e2, putting pressure on the e7 knight. If pawn takes knight, then rook a e1. Okay. Obviously you don't want to allow the rook to come on 7th rank. The rook on 7th rank is clearly devastating. So bishop e6, only way to save the game. Pawn takes e6, but not pawn takes e6 again, because if you play pawn takes e6, then rook takes e6 and you lose one more piece. So black plays f6, blocking the e file, closing the e file completely. Here white can still try to continue the attack with rook e3, pawn c6, somehow trying to bring the queen outside and trying to do long castle. The knight obviously can't move because the pawn will keep moving forward. So rook h3, threatening to do rook into h8 checkmate. So rook takes rook and pawn takes rook. Here again threatening to play queen h5 check, and if king f8, then queen f7 checkmate. So pawn g6, stopping that check. Here white can try something like queen f3 or attacking the f6 pawn. If pawn f5, queen c3, again threatening checkmate. As you can see, this opening of Italian game Moller attack gives lot of attacking chances for white. Also possible is to play b4, trying to stop queen b4. The idea of stopping queen b4 is after queen f3, black can simply play queen a5. Okay, trying to attack the rook. White has to defend. White has to defend, let's say, rook e2, then queen f5, trying to defend his king side pawns. So something like this. So very interesting game. So I hope you liked it. We'll be continuing this series of Italian game in the next video. Until then, thank you and goodbye.